What's up, guys? It's your boy Dame here. Thanks for checking me out. This is a tower of everything. If you're liking the have to say, please like, share, and subscribe. I have a question for you. What do you do when facing somewhat insurmountable odds? Like, how do you react? What's the best course of action? We kind of look at this in Tower of God spinoff, Urek Mazino, Chapter 2. This is kind of where we're at. We're starting just like the original Tower of God. We're delving into the floor of tests. The first floor, obviously, is an all-out battle to get the field of combatants down to 200, which we saw. We got down to 199 in chapter 1, and chapter 2 of your Manzino, we opened up with that same number, and we actually get introduced to a floor of test director. Director Don John makes an appearance, and Urek is unimpressed. Urek has no interest of really fighting any of the combatants. So, I mean, yes, the goal given to them was to fight until the number of combatants get down to 200. Urek has no real purpose to really participate at. And in fact, his only main purpose is the higher ups. He appears from first impression that he really just only cares about the big wigs of the tower. He knows that he's far superior than most regulars. I would say probably all of the regulars. So he has no interest in fighting them. He has interest in fighting these individuals who make them participate in these games to climb up the tower. And that's where we are in chapter 2. Urek has a run-in with director Dan John. Dan John is talking to Urek as if he's a regular. But he's not a normal regular, because we all know that, Urek is that guy. He's an abnormality in the tower. And he has crazy strength on par with the 10 great family leaders. It's nice seeing this spinoff for two reasons. One, we get to see more Urek Mazino. I think he definitely became a fan favorite of a lot of us, and he's also really mysterious. We don't know much about him, so it's kind of interesting to see how they depict him early on in the story. So after we get past that, we then move on. Another contestant is in fact killed while Urek and Donjon's having a little spat. So now the first floor of tests has been completed. We're down to 200 contestants. All regulars still alive can proceed to the next level. So we proceed to the next floor. Danjon gives Urek a warning, telling him the tower's filled with strong guys. Urek kind of brushes off like, yeah, whatever. So we get to the second floor. This is when we get into the next game, and this game was pretty pretty vicious, like Tower of God games are. It's flip or flop. It's a flip or flop. So pretty much you have a giant goat, and you have to match your hands with his hands. The only issue is that his hands are extremely fast, and we find out during this test that those who lose are eaten. Those who lose are getting sacrificed to the goat. Urek thought he found a teammate that he interests him. I'm thinking that he can sense the flow of Shinsu, even though he doesn't really know what it is. He can sense it within other people. So they have to come up with a team of 3 to complete this test. So currently it's Urek, the brickhead that he met in the first floor, who's petrified of him because he saw how strong Urek was. So now he's pretty much his yes man, following him around wherever he goes. So and that's where we are. And I'll be doing part 2 of this because this chapter is pretty intricate. So I definitely want to give a breakdown of this game, Flip or Flop. So that's going to be in the part 2. Again, if you like anything I have to say, like, share, subscribe. Peace.